any power. You don't hit it very far. You hit that 6-iron about 140. To me, I want the left hand rotated clockwise so I can see two knuckles. You release early. You got a little bit of an early casting, and that's because the face is open. With a weak grip, the face gets open on the backswing, and now you have to release early to get the ball to go straight, because the face is going to be with a left hand grip that's straight down the shaft. The face is going to be open at the top.
Okay.
And I'll show you a paving, because he hits it nowhere. I mean, I played with him. He's got the world's greatest short game, but he hits it 240, and today's tour players hit it 300. So he's got a weak grip. So doesn't have a very dynamic swing. So to me, I would turn your left hand over just a fraction. You might hook the ball a little bit, but that wouldn't hurt you because you don't hit it very far. And you don't have a lot of shoulder turn, and you don't maximize your width. In other words, the radius of the golf swing is from the center of the chest. You need to push your hands out to that circle, and you'd have a wider backswing. That's one thing he does a good job of. You notice there he maintains a nice radius. So, that's one of the things I think you should work on for sure. And then, coming down, you have a good handle on where the face is. Your head stays really still, but you release a little bit early.
What does release a little bit early mean?
Well, the angle between the left arm and shaft is compromised because you unload the shaft too early. So right here, you've unloaded early. You've released all the angle formed between the left arm and shaft. So if you watch him, when his hands are at thigh level, he's got more angle.
I see.
So he's got more angle between the left arm and shaft, therefore he's going to have more angular momentum. So you have an early release, you have an unload early, and that's why you don't hit it very far. But you can hit it straight with that, you're just not going to hit it very far. You've been playing golf a long time, so you know how to get the club face square. It's not a dynamic swing, though. There's not a lot of turn. It's basically an arm swing. There's not any real rotation out of the body. Like I said, you can hit the ball straight with that. It's just not dynamic. And whereas you look at a guy on the other end of dynamic would be guys that are not human, like Dustin Johnson. He's not human because he turns his shoulders 130 degrees. I mean, who can do that? I can't. But I think you could, Chris, I think you could get more distance with a little bit more of a backswing. I think extension would be helpful.
Okay.
And I think you can get a bigger turn than that. I don't think you're comfortable turning farther than that because I don't know if you know where the club is if you get it back farther. You might not know where to hit. How to square it up might be an issue. So no, I don't expect you to be Dustin Johnson. No, but I think a guy like Jeff Sluman. He's 60 years old. I mean, there's some guys in here I've got in here. He's no spring chicken, but he doesn't have a long golf swing either. But he generates a lot of speed for a little person. And look at the width. Notice how wide he is there. See how he maximizes his radius. His right arm is not bending significantly. You really collapse the right arm fairly quickly there. So to me, that's a problem.
Okay.
I think you could be more consistent as a player, as a ball striker. The greatest players in the world, McIlroy, I don't know if you'd call him a great player. This guy right here was the best driver of the golf ball I ever saw. I played with him 3 times, and people think he's a big guy. He's not a very big guy. He's about your height. What are you, 6?
Yeah.
He's right at 6, barely. 180. Not a big guy.
Yeah.
But he hit it for his size, and look at the takeaway. It's wide. Dynamic swing. Oh, he's a great athlete, but so for me, I would like to see that a little more width.
Okay.
He doesn't have a long swing, but he's got more extension.
Yeah.
So that would be my initial thoughts.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I haven't got any down the line swings yet, but you know, weight, stance width, everything looks pretty good. I like the foot flare because that encourages mobility. It allows you to turn your hips better on the backswing, the right hip. And like I said, you got a really steady head. I don't ever see anybody with that steady of a head. I wish my head was that steady. I mean, that's amazing how still you stay. I've never seen anyone that still. I mean, that's pretty good. So yeah, it's just, you know, you don't have very long arms for your height. You have short arms, but still, I'm going to measure you.
Okay.
I'm just saying that initially. I don't know. Your wingspan doesn't exceed your height, I would guess, but we'll see. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I would work on.